Namaste, everyone. So I wanted to make this video. I know I haven't made a video for 2025 yet. And this is part of the reason because since the start of the year, there's been a lot of death. There's been a lot of loss, specifically here in the Central Florida community. And also all around, I've been seeing so many posts in other places all across the world and in my immediate circle on social media of so many people that have been dealing with the overwhelming feelings of loss or the overwhelming feelings of grief due to death. And my purpose in putting out this video is maybe to share some of the things that I have personally found to be helpful, and also some of the things that I try to share with the families that I interact with during the process of the Antieshti and leading up to that final sanskar that the family performs for their loved one. The first thing that I wanted to share is that know that even though you might be feeling that sense of sadness from loss or a recent death, or maybe ongoing feelings of sadness from someone that you lost that is no longer physically in your life, it's helpful for us to be reminded of the fact that according to the Vedas, according to the Bhagavad Gita, according to Sanatan Dharma in general, there is no such thing as death for the soul. There's only death for the body. And specifically, our scriptures say that there can never be death for anything that is permanent or eternal, which the soul is. This body is temporary. This body is borrowed from the five elements, the Panch Mahabhutas, which we borrow for a brief moment in time, so that our soul can inhabit this body and allows us to accumulate karma, perform deeds, build relationships, and with the purpose of elevating ourselves and elevating our experience through this human birth to transcend the cycle of birth and death. So know that even though you might be dealing with physical loss, that soul continues to exist. Your loved one continues to exist and will never stop existing. The Bhagavad Gita clearly says, "Najayate mriyate va kadashin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvato yam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire." Chapter 2, Shlok 20. It reminds us that soul never born, nor does it ever die. Never does it stop existing once it has already existed. Know that loved one that you are missing, that you are remembering, or that you are simply honoring in your own unique way, that loved one continues to exist. And the one thing that I always recommend, or the second thing that I recommend as well, is whenever you feel those feelings of emotions, or you feel those feelings of sadness, is to welcome them. Allow them the space that they need and acknowledge their existence. Acknowledge their presence in your mind for that moment that they're appearing. Do not try to suppress those feelings. Do not try to ignore those feelings. Those feelings are the result of the love that you face, or you share for that loved one. That love is grief is that form of love when we know no longer what to do when we feel loss. And you should feel honored that you share that love for someone, that you had the ability and the blessing of knowing that person for however period of time. It will always seem short, but know that you've had the ability and the blessing of knowing that person and having that person be a part of your life. And whenever those feelings come, take a moment to reflect something positive about that person. Think about some mannerism, some quirk, or a laughter that maybe they had, something special about them that you remember. Maybe you remember something special that they did or they said, or something that they did to make you feel special. Just try to remember something positive in those moments, and hold on to that. hold on to that feeling of love that you experience, and know that that person is not gone. Those feelings are not gone. Those emotions and that love that you feel through those memories continue to exist. Another thing that I recommend is don't feel that you have to face these feelings of loss and grief alone. Reach out to someone, reach out to a family member or a loved one who might have known this person as well. One of the things that I always love to see in times of loss, despite family members grieving, or despite everyone experiencing those same feelings of grief, you often see family members coming together. You often see each other being there for one another to provide that shoulder of support, to provide that love, that comfort, and just that presence. And sometimes when we are removed from that, or once we finish the funeral or the NTHD and we go back to our lives, sometimes we might be away from those family members, or sometimes we're just back into the everyday of our lives. It's easy for us to forget that we have a support system, that we have loved ones around us that are gonna be there for us. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes you reach out and you might hear that someone that you know, or someone that had a similar experience to you with that loved one, they are also feeling those feelings of grief. And it can be an opportunity for both of you to reflect on the love and the memory of that person, and allow yourself to again reflect on something positive in your experience, and also not to feel that you have to do it alone from a physical perspective, from someone that is here in your life, but also from a spiritual perspective as well. Our scriptures tells us that within each one of us is that atma, is that soul, that spark of the divine, and that soul connects us back to God, that connects us back to that supreme force in the universe. And we're never meant to be alone. We're never meant to experience all of the things that we go through alone. We're always supposed to have that deep spiritual connection to something greater, to something much bigger than ourselves. So whenever you feel those feelings of sadness or those feelings of emotion, allow yourself the time and space to reflect inwards, to take a moment to close your eyes, to sit quietly where you can, and just offer yourself a prayer in any way. It can be a mantra. It can also just be words of feelings, or what you're feeling internally, and offer those feelings to that divine and to God, and you will feel that weight lifted from your chest. And just by experiencing it, just by getting it out and sharing that emotion, sometimes that can be a cathartic process. That can be a process of removing the weight and the burden of those heavy emotions that we feel. And again, know that through everything in your life and everything that you do, you can have that deeper spiritual connection through every process, whether it is sad or happy. Always reflect on that connection, and never lose that, because that is the thing that keeps us grounded. It keeps us grounded to the fact that we are not just temporary beings. We're not just part of this temporary human experience, but we are much greater than just these brief years that we have here on earth. We're much bigger than the struggles and the obstacles, the challenges, the pains, even the pleasures that we get. One of the things that I remember from one of the recent loss that we had was for one of our grandparents, and we were planning. He was planning to do a an 85th birthday celebration through Havan and Yagya, and he was so excited. He had told me about 6 months ago, before this date of his 85th, that he really wanted to celebrate it, and he was reaching out to all of his family members, and we were approaching the big day, and I know a lot of his family members were coming, and even more so of them said that they couldn't make it, unfortunately, for his birthday to be in prayer and to celebrate with him in that way. And unfortunately, what happened is 3 days before that celebration, he ended up passing away. And his birthday celebration turned into an evening of prayer, evening of wake, that ultimately led to his Antyeshti the week after. And you know what happened? Many of those family members who couldn't make it or said that they couldn't make it for his birthday ended up having to come down for his funeral. And it's a reminder for all of us that let's not wait. Let's not wait to spend time with our loved ones. Let's not wait to share in the joys and their accomplishments in life. And sometimes we often focus on just the spiritual, the celebrations. We neglect the spiritual, or we neglect the meaningful things in life. We focus on the celebration, and then just like that, we go back to our lives and we forget. Sometimes we don't remember for other purposes as well. But what I want to leave you with is take those moments to build meaningful connections and continue to build those meaningful connections with your loved ones and the people that mean the world to you. And those are the things that you're going to carry long after um, any of you are going to be physically here. That's what your loved ones are going to carry, the things that you said and the things that you did to make them feel special, and those special memories that you'll share. So I hope that you get the help, the support, the love, the compassion, and the care that you need to overcome um, your journey through healing and through grief. And remember that spirituality is a way for us to reconnect back to our true self and to connect back to loved ones who may no longer be here. So I hope that this video has been helpful for you in your journey. And if you wouldn't mind sharing this with someone who you think may also benefit from hearing this. And if you'd like this content or like anything similar to this, I encourage you to please subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video and sharing more insights on the Vedas and Vedic Sanatan Dharma as well. Namaste, everyone, and Pradipaha Bhava, be the light. Take care.